Hello everyone. So we're going to continue on our exploration of some of the Psalms for Lent, and we're taking a look at the Miserere Psalm, the famous Psalm 50 or Psalm 51. And this morning I wanted to show you my own setting of this. I will leave this place, but there are alternative refrains. So let's just take a quick look at it's for cantor, assembly, SAB choir, one of these psalms that has a few little choral parts thrown in and a descant as well. But the SAB writing is kind of useful. There's always a compromise, I think, when you're writing for SAB. You're kind of saying, well, is it a tenor line? Is it a baritone line? Is it a bass line? But anyway, I suppose we're thinking always in terms of SATB, but there's a little bit of a compromise, and it's a necessary compromise, I think, in this day and age. A lot of church choirs are getting smaller, and particularly with COVID, we just have no idea what is round the corner for the choral landscape, as I used in an earlier video. So this setting is, as I said, for cantor and assembly, and there is the refrain. But as I said, there are alternative refrains, and the one that we're going to do today is this, where you have "Create in me a clean heart, O God." So this is the refrain that comes in for the fifth Sunday of Lent. It's a very, very oft used psalm in the lectionary. It comes up a good number of times. Hence, you have a number of alternative refrains in this setting. "Be merciful, O Lord, for we have sinned." And if you're doing morning prayer, this psalm comes up every Friday, which is a lovely thing, to begin the weekend, in a sense, reflecting on the sin, on your sin and asking for forgiveness. It's a nice way to end the week, perhaps, as well, the working week. And it's a very poignant psalm. It's one of the penitential psalms, and of course, like so many of the other psalms, it's attributed to King David. So the background to the writing of the psalm, if you believe the story, is that King David slept with Bathsheba, and she became pregnant, and then racked with guilt, he had her husband Uriah sent into the front line of battle with the instruction to the rest of the army to retreat, leaving poor old Uriah to meet his death in a battle. So really kind of nasty stuff, and if you were any half decent person, you would feel sorrow. You would feel suitably penitential. And of course, that, as the story goes, this gives rise to Psalm 51, which is the "Have mercy on us." And of course, it takes its word from the first word in Latin, the Miserere Psalm. "Have mercy on me, God, in your kindness." Lots and lots of lovely settings out there. This is a short little response. It's a usable little setting, but I mean, a beautiful setting by Allegri. Very long setting. It's quite a long psalm, and so in this setting we've only done 3 verses. I've already set this psalm differently for an ostinato refrain in another setting of mine. Excuse me. And but this one takes 3 of the verses. And there is our refrain for today. So the refrain is very, very easy. Create in me a clean heart, O God. So a very, very easy refrain. And so that's the one that we'll be using. And let's just kind of take a quick whistle-stop tour through the rest of the sheet music. Oh, excuse me. So there you have your first setting of the refrain. "I will leave this place and go to my Father." Very suitable for the reading, the gospel reading of the prodigal son. And then you have your verses for cantor. And this little figure here, do 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 do, comes in. It's quite a kind of a plaintive little motif that comes in through. So we'll take a look at it. I'll minimize this. And now, just in 1 sec. So there's verse 1 and 2, and then verse 3 is a little bit different, but you still have that little figure, da da dum, but it is a little bit different. And there is that little figure again. It's interesting just to look back. There it is again. So you have that little harmonic figure in the accompaniments. So let's take a look at the psalm. And we'll use the create in the refrain. Create in me a clean heart, O God. Create in me a clean heart, O God. Have mercy on me, God, in your kindness, O God. In your compassion, blot out my offense. Oh, wash me more and more from my guilt, O Lord, and cleanse me from my sin. Create in me a clean heart, O God. Create for me a pure heart, O God. Hold a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, Lord, nor deprive me of your Holy Spirit. Create in me a clean heart, O God. O Lord, open my lips, and my mouth shall declare your praise. My sacrifice a contrite spirit, Lord, a humbled contrite heart you will not spurn. Create in me a clean heart, O God. I like that line there, a humbled, contrite heart you will not spurn. In the Midrash, it says that if a person sins against God and his fellow human being, but asks for forgiveness, that God will grant that forgiveness. However, the warning, of course, is that if he or she sins against God and their fellow human being, but do not ask for forgiveness, that God will not forgive them. So that line, it just takes up that little idea, a humbled, contrite heart that God will not spurn. So it's a simple little setting, and hope you find it finds a place in your own ministry, and as ever, it's available from Cherrybrook Music. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye-bye.